Everybody, welcome back to my channel where I'm on a massive weight loss journey where I'm trying to lose over 300 pounds, and I started a GLP-1 called Zepbound. And along with Zepbound, I am also doing OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, and I am doing no caffeine as well, so no caffeine or sugary drinks or anything like that. I do want to start out by saying that I am not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I am just a normal single 41-year-old guy here in Southeast Indiana, just trying to get my life back on track, trying to lose this weight so I can start enjoying my life again. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about results for week 2. So it's been a full 14 days since I started all this, and the first week results were great. I started out at 525.2 and I was down to 504, which means I lost a total of 21.2 pounds the first week. So from last week where I was at 504, I jumped on the scale this morning and I'm at 497.2, which is a 6.8 pound loss since last week and a total of 28 pounds in 2 weeks. So doing good. I was, that's right around where I thought I would be, 6.8 pounds for this week, getting rid of all that water weight still, and actually seeing some, seeing it slow down a little bit. So that's not going to be a typical week. I expect my typical week probably for a guy my size, and just from how I know that my body has worked in the past, probably be in between 2 to 5 pounds a week, kind of moving forward. So I kind of know what I have in store for myself if I keep on doing what I'm doing. So with that, we can talk a little bit about where I was last week. So last week I was off that high of losing 21 pounds in the first week, and I was going to reward myself a little bit, and I was going to do steak and eggs. So I went out and bought some ribeyes, 3 ribeyes. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I had steak and eggs, and that is where we're going to talk about the first set of side effects I found on this medication. I did have a little bit of diarrhea because apparently those fatty steaks and the eggs and everything like that kind of interrupted everything that I had already set in motion for myself, and I did have a bout of diarrhea for about 36 hours. Now, it wasn't anything crazy, it wasn't anything major. It's not like I was going constantly or anything like that, but there was a little bit of diarrhea. But other than that, nothing else. The food noise has completely been turned off, which if you've been watching my shorts at all, I can't, it's hard to explain how you just don't think about food anymore. And I was so skeptical when I started this medication that how does the medication just do that? How does it just make you not think about food anymore? But that's exactly what it does. So Wednesday and Thursday and this morning I feel hungry, but my brain is not telling me to actively go get food, which, like I said, is a really weird feeling. And to suppress that, all I do is just drink water. So I just chug a bunch of water just to get something in my stomach, and that feeling goes away. I don't think about food, and we're good for the day. So all in all, everything has been going really well. I can't think of any other side effects that I've been having. Like I said, what I've been eating, I've been doing 1 meal a day. So I've been doing my meal like right after work. So I started up about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. And basically all I'm doing is I'm taking a raw chicken breast, putting a little bit of, olive oil on it, putting it on a piece of tin foil, paprika, salt, pepper, wrapping it up, throwing it in the air fryer for 30 minutes, taking it out, chopping it up, putting it in a wrap, which I've been using these extreme wellness wraps with the extra fiber, with the high fiber count in them. Put some cheese on it, melt the cheese in the microwave a little bit, get the tortilla a little bit warm, spinach, a little bit of tomato. I dice up my chicken, put my chicken in there, and a little bit of ranch, and wrap them up. I've been eating these protein Doritos. These, I don't know, I guess they're labeled as high protein. They're not really that high protein. I was eating these Quest chips that had high protein in them, but they're so expensive. They're like $2.50 a bag, and there's not much in them. So I switched them up a little bit. But yeah, and then I have I like pickles, so I've been having like some sweet gherkins on the side, and I have this little strawberry and banana smoothie from Oikos that I drink, and then I have my my gummies, these multivitamins basically. I've been eating these grunes. Now the thing about these grunes is I gotta watch out. I kind of messed up with these. So when I first started them out, they weren't that bad. They were okay, but nothing crazy. So I bought these 3-pack, and like I said, they weren't that bad. They were okay, enough for me to buy a bigger box of them. So I bought the bigger box. Come to find out that the ones that I had gotten were the sugar-free ones. So, and these were pretty good. These ones with sugar in them, these taste awful. These do not taste good at all. Surprisingly, the ones with sugar in them do not taste good. So these are really hard to choke down. And somebody in my comment section actually said, hey, try the sugar-free ones. And then it clicked in my brain that the first time I tried these, it was the sugar-free ones. So now I have to kind of force these down, and like I said, these are a little bit rougher to choke down than the sugar-free ones. So I will not be making that mistake again, just because they do not taste good. So but the sugar-free ones do a little bit. So keep that in mind if you ever try them, or if you've tried them in the past, maybe try the sugar-free ones, because they're a little bit easier to put down than the other ones. So like I said, it's my own opinion. Other people may have a different opinion about it. And again, I've been doing the 23-hour fast, almost a 24-hour fast with basically a 1-hour window of eating. And kind of what I was experiencing last week, I have been noticing that I have been eating my food slower, just because my brain is not actively looking for food or telling me to eat. I have noticed that I've been eating slower. So, and I have been getting pretty full from the one meal. Like I said, typically I don't start feeling hungry until Wednesday or Thursday, and you know, the 3 days going to my next dose of medication. Anything else, like I said, I don't feel hungry at all, and like I said, my brain is not actively searching for food. So I've also just been doing water, so I haven't had anything other than water for 14 days, and the results from all this are massive, right? I've lost 28 pounds in 2 weeks and 14 days. I feel great. I don't really have any inflammation. I usually would take Advil every day just because I would feel pain and fatigue, that inflammation and everything like that all over my body. And I've actually found myself not really needing to take Advil every night. So yeah, I mean, I'll take that as a win as well. But I don't know. Like I said, everything has been going really well for me these last 2 weeks. So I don't know. We're just gonna keep going. I'm actually not going off my planned diet this weekend. So actually, that's a lie. It is the 4th of July weekend. I might treat myself one night to something special. I don't know what it is yet. Obviously, I don't know what it is yet. So I'll have to figure that out at some point. But so I guess the only other thing I have really to talk about is taking my third shot. So I already did my check-in for my refill. Even I thought it was early because I didn't know how that whole thing was going to go. And it sounds like I'm going to be going up to the 5 milligram dose in 2 weeks. So I got two more doses of this left. Well, I'll have one after today. So next week will be my final dose of the 2.5. And then after that, whenever I get that new pen, it sounds like I'm going to be going to the 5 milligram dose, which makes sense. Everything is working really well with it. But I do feel it starting to wear off towards the end of the week, and hopefully going up a dose will actually alleviate that a little bit for me. And maybe if that works out, maybe I ride that 5 milligram for a couple of months before I move back up, because the last thing I want to do is move up too quickly to I don't want to move up to the 15 milligram too quickly and because I'm gonna be on this journey for a while, and the last thing I wanted to do is start wearing off or my body getting used to it and it really not working anymore. So I'm hoping to stay at the 5 milligram for a few months, and keep at it, and hopefully it keeps doing what it's been doing. But this thing has been doing great. Like I said, I was probably one of the biggest skeptics of starting a GLP-1, and it just turning off food noise is worth it. Man, it makes my life so much easier not having to think about food. And I find myself bored at times just because I don't have that filler in my head anymore saying, hey, it's time to go search for food. So if you've watched any of my shorts, you realize that it's a weird, I'm having a real weird concept or a real weird side effect where I just don't know what to do with my time right now. But yeah, I guess now the only other thing that left to do is let's go ahead and take this. I've been having it sit out for about half an hour. It's been sitting in the fridge. So like I said, I've heard that taking it out before taking the shot, maybe it doesn't feel cold, but like I said, I haven't really had that problem yet. All right, so I'm gonna probably shut off the video because this is today I'm gonna be taking it at the bottom of my stomach, and it's really awkward, the angle that I have right now. So I'll probably cut out that whole part where I actually take it, but let's go ahead and prep it up here. So I got the shot, I took the cap off, and then we take our alcohol swab here, and we clean the tip again. So there's this little red thing on here. If you've ever seen these shots, you clean the tip. And I've already washed my hands before this, so I don't have to do any of that. So we disinfect that, get all that nice and clean. And then we have our little needle, our cap here. And all we do is we take this off, which exposes this, and then this has like a little needle that you might be able to see. You can see kind of like a little needle there. And then all we do is we just take it in and put it in, and then screw it down till it's tight. And then we just take this off, and it's still got a little protective cap on there. And I think all I'm gonna do here is prep my stomach area where I wanna do this. And again, we got another little wipe here. I'm just gonna wipe that area down. So this week the last 2 weeks, I took one at the top of my stomach, one to the right, and now I'm going just basically around, and I'm going on the bottom. So we're gonna clean the bottom area where I'm gonna be taking it. And then we take the medication here, we take this off. There's a little needle there, and then all we do with this quick pin is we click this pin to the first, we do like 2 clicks to prime it, and you'll probably see some fluid come out. Yep, a little bit of fluid to prime it, make sure there's no air in there, and then basically we're set. So I'm gonna cut out, and I'm gonna take this shot, and then all we do is we click this all the way to where it says 1. So now all I gotta do is insert it and plunge it. So we're gonna go ahead and start that, and I'll be right back. All right, cut to the shot being done. Like I said, it's a little bit awkward doing it on the bottom, so I had to go to the bathroom and kind of prop my stomach up a little bit to get to where I wanted to do it. So medication's done. As you can see, we're back to 0, and we have 1 dose left. So this will be my last dose of the 2.5. So all we do here is we put the cap back on, and we just unscrew it, and we throw this away. And then we take our other cap, and we put the cap on here. I'm actually gonna clean this up a little bit, and then we put the cap back on here, And then all I do is I just throw this in the refrigerator for another week, and I will do my last shot next week. So all good there. So third shot is in, full 2 weeks down so far. Looking ahead, like I said, I'm not going to probably stray from OMAD. I'm pretty comfortable with OMAD, so we're not going to stray too far from it. I'm going to keep drinking nothing but water, so no caffeine, no anything like that. And we're going to just kind of keep on the same path that I have been. So everything is looking good so far. So, all right, well, with that, if you want to keep following my journey, don't, like, sub. Like I said, I'm also doing shorts every day, and I'm posting it to all my socials. I'm posting everything to TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. So you can find me just about anywhere if you want to follow my journey. I am going to be posting every day, just to kind of have my results and everything like that. So I want to track everything with this because, like I said, I'm probably one of the biggest skeptics of GLP-1, but I'm slowly starting to come around to it. I'm really starting to really enjoy it. So with that, I will talk to you guys next week unless you follow my shorts, and stay safe. And if you've been in Southeast Indiana, stay cool. It's been a hot week, and we've been having that heat wave all week. So with that, I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.